Hi everyone, this is Carla, and I'm launching my YouTube channel today, which will be called Carla Gets Crafty. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about myself before we get started. I'm a retired kindergarten teacher, and when I first retired, I became interested in scrapbooking for my grandkids. So I did a little bit of scrapbooking, and then that led to making cards. And then I began watching the YouTube channel and saw all these wonderful projects that all of you wonderful crafters were doing. And I found it so much fun and so exciting to be creating these wonderful things that people enjoy, that I decided to try some of those. So for the past 3 years, this will be my 4th year, I've done craft fairs, and they've been very successful, and it's been a lot of fun. I will say a lot of work, but a lot of fun. And last year, I made these little journal purses, and they went over really well. So that's the first project I'm going to bring to you today. Now, I did get this idea from Scrapbooking With Me Crafts, and Eve is her name. It's an older post, but I found it last year. I've tweaked it a little bit, but if you wanted to go on and see her channel, she has lots of wonderful projects that she presents. And so that's where I got the idea for this little purse. I call it my journal purse because inside of the little purse, I've also created a matching journal. Now, we'll get into this on another video, and I'll show you how to make this as well. Last year, I made 2 of the unicorn-themed journal purses, and I made 2 mermaids and 2 llamas. So I went into Scrapbook Generation this year, and I told her, you know, I want to add something to those this year, and she suggested gnomes. So I went on Amazon and found this wonderful, colorful, fun gnome paper, and that's what I'm using today. Now, I will say with this paper, I had a little trouble with it coming apart on the scoring edges, as you can see right here. But I solved that problem by using washi tape on all of the scored edges, and I also used my art glitter glue to reinforce the stickiness on the washi tape. And so that, I think, helped, you know, hold it together and make it more substantial. I also added a strip on the bottom of this particular one to give it more reinforcement. And then I added these little hinges on the corners and on the front and on the back. So that's one way to reinforce if you find that the paper you've chosen may not hold up well to scoring. So today we're going to make a mermaid one. I've got 2 of these, and we're ready for a mermaid one. Now, the paper for this, I got it Tuesday morning, and it's all double-sided, which it really helps. You don't have to use double-sided. In fact, last year, I'm not sure I could find double-sided in the themes I was using it for. But on here, it shows you the different patterns that you will get with this. And there are lots of cut-aparts on the back of these. So sometimes when you're cutting one of these sheets of paper, you're also cutting up cut-aparts. But there are 2 of each, so you have plenty. You also get a sticker sheet with that. And here are the 4x6 cut-aparts. But this is a sticker sheet. Lots of, you know, little ways you can embellish your journal when you get ready for that step. So today we're going to start off with, get this out of the way here. Making our little journal purse. And for that, you're going to need 1 12x12 sheet of paper. You'll need 2 mats cut at 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. One for the front, one for the back. And then I used one of the 4x6 cut-aparts and just trimmed around it with my decorative scissors. So I'll put that on the front as well. And then you probably will need You'll need some type of adhesive. I've got score tape here, you know, so I can do that, or I may use a little of my art glitter glue. You'll need 2 strips of ribbon for the handles that measure 10 inches. This happens to be elastic, but it's what I had in my stash that I thought kind of went with this theme, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. Also, you'll need 4 brads, and you can use decorative brads. I have quite a few decorative brads in my stash. However, since this had kind of a gold trim, I'm just going to use the plain gold for the brads to hold the handles on. And then you will need a hole punch. You might need your scissors. Always keep a pencil handy, some type of pokey tool. This is a Tim Holtz. I'm sure it has a different name than that, but I call it my little pokey tool to help you poke the ribbon, a hole through your ribbon. Okay, so let's get started with your 12-inch sheet of paper. You'll need your scoring board. And to pull this up, I have the We Are Memories Keeper fold apart, and honestly, it's not my favorite. I'm looking for one that doesn't fold, because this one seems like I'm always working backwards because I'm coming in from the right side, but maybe that's just me. Get some of this out of the way. Okay, I want this to be this way. Okay, first we're going to score. No, actually, I want it to be this way because this is going to be the top and this is going to be the bottom. So I want to score, let's see, score a 1/2 inch. Oh, this paper looks like it's going to hold up nice with scoring. Doesn't look like it's going to tear through. Then I want to score at 5 inches. I want to score at 7 inches. Then I want to score at 11.5, and this one it gets tricky for me to get over here. All right, 11.5. So again, we scored at a 1/2 inch, 5 inches, 7 inches, and 11.5. Okay, then we're going to turn it at 90 degrees. And then we're going to score at 2.5 inches. And 9.5. Okay, there you've got your scoring. Again, that was 2.5 inches and 9.5 inches. Now, on her tutorial, she also gives measurements for a closure that is 5.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and you score at 2 5/8 and 3 1/8. I will not be using the closure for what I'm doing today, so we're not going to make that one. All right, now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold your 1/2 inch sections over. This will be the inside of your purse, and I'm going to fold that gently because I don't want it to tear like it did last time. Okay, this is holding up really well though. This is Echo Park. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, we're going to fold in the 1/2 inch sections, and we're going to fold Now the end, we're going to take it and fold it up this way. Fold this way. And then you're going to fold this way. And this way. Now, you have, it kind of looks like this. You can see this. Looks like a V with edges and a flat bottom. Okay, so after we do that, and we've got these folded, now what you're going to do is you're going to turn it this way, and this score line right here, you're going to bend that in to line up with this score line here. So it's kind of tricky, but it works. You just have to work it. And, take your finger down there, push that, bring it right up. Hard to see, light. Put it right on that line because that's going to make your purse have nice even edges. Get that in there. Then you're going to crease this right here like that. Okay, again, you've got that down. I didn't get mine right on the corner there. You're going to take this score line. Let me try to work that a little better. Get that right up on your score line. I've already creased that a little bit. I want that right in that corner. So now you take your fingernail and go down in there. Oop, getting over that score line. Don't want to do that. All right. Now you're going to do the same thing to this side. You're going to take this score line and you're going to fold that right there at the point. Bring that in to this score line. Okay, I want that straight as I can get it. I'm going to take my fingernail down in here and try to get that. It's kind of hard to see. Right in there. And then come out and crease. So you've got something that looks like this. Same thing to the other side. Take this score line, fold it in, get that started. I want that in the corner. Take it to that score line. Get my fingernail in there and hope that's straight, as straight as you can get it. All right. Excuse me, we're going to call that good and come out here and crease it. Then the same thing over here. One more time. Take this score line, bring it down to this score line. Get your corner. Oh yeah, this is working. This paper is good paper. I'm liking this. I'm not sure how this corner is doing here. All right. Crease that out. Now, you've got something that looks like this. Now, what you need to do now is remember to put this out. And know that these side flaps, oops, let's get this down. These side flaps are going to come in to the top like this. And when that happens, this is going to fold back like this. Now in her tutorial, she left hers open, But since I'm putting a journal inside here, I want these closed and secured like so. It will be like this. And we'll be adhering these in just a little bit. And over here, same thing. Take these flaps, you know, these go in here, so you're going to pull this up, crease this kind of backwards. And that will come in like so. This one the same way, kind of crease it backwards. You know, that's got to be over there. Get it together. It will also be like this. Okay. Now, before we go any further with adhering or anything, we're going to add our mats. So when you add your mat, you want to make sure that if it's directional, you want to make sure you've got it going directional. So that will be there, and this one will need to be upside down to be here, so when you flip it up, it will be right side up. Okay, now for these, I'm going to use my ATG gun. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you can use glue if you like, but I'm going to use my ATG gun on this. Little down here, little there. Edges and on the edges, a little bit in the center. Okay, this one will be upside down because this is the bottom. And your mermaids will just be upside down. There was no way to do that, but putting a mat on it kind of distracts from that. So we're gonna try to center this and put it right up under there in the edge. Try to center that the best I can. It looks like maybe a ½ inch, a little over a ¼ inch on each side. Do that. Flip this over and put on the front part. Adhesive. We've had some pretty nice weather here. It's been, well, high 80s and low 90s. However, the last couple of days, we haven't had the humidity that we usually get here in Missouri. So it's been kind of nice. In fact, we went out last night in the backyard with my granddaughter. My husband purchased a little pellet fire burner thing. I guess, I don't know, I'm sure it has a name. And we roasted marshmallows and made s'mores with her. That was fun. Again, center this right up in there, right up to your edge. There you go. And when you flip it around, you're going to have your purse coming in. And that will be your front. Can't really see the mermaids, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Maybe that's why she uses a mat. I don't know. But anyway, this is kind of tricky, I will have to say. I had to work with this a little while to get in my head just how these things were supposed to work. And the easiest thing for me was to remember these flaps go back to the back, and then this will all fall into place. Okay, there we've got our front and our back. So now what we're going to do is, okay, this looks like the right side up. So we'll take 4x6 and we're going to adhere that on. Take this and I'm going to put that up there. Let's see, that's going to fold down, so maybe not totally all the way, but it probably is going to cover up that, some of that decorative scissor cutting, and that's okay. A little bit of glue there, rub that off. All right, so that will come down, and that's okay. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to take score tape. I want this to be down there pretty good, so I'm going to use my 1/8" score tape. I'm going to take that along the top. Try to stay right on the edge if you can. I didn't, did I? Try that again. Started going crooked. All right, let's try this again. Okay, up there. Up here to the end. And another one down here. This is easier. I can see it. Maybe. I can see the other side. Take that right down here to here. And there we go. All right. I'm going to take my... Actually, instead of my bone folder, I've been using this little... I call it a squeegee. I'm not sure what it is. It came with one of my Cricut machines, and I just like to use that to get my score tape down really well. Then I go back to my Tim Holtz pokey tool. I'm going to take this off. Maybe. Here we go. Remove that backing. Remove this backing. Then we're going to simply take these and fold them down. Like I said, I'm not going to crease those real tight. That's got a little bit going there, but not bad at all. This is holding up. And then we'll take this one, fold it down. As long as it's folded and it's stuck. Might get the edges, but I'm not going to go across that crease. I know what happened last time. Okay, here we go. Got this up. Now what we want to do, we want to add the straps, the handles. So we're going to take our 2 pieces of ribbon, and we're going to get our brads. Last time I made this, it was the weirdest thing. I had my little brads, and I had 4, and when I started making it, all of a sudden I had 3, and it's like, okay, where did it go? You ever have that happen? Well, excuse me, when I got my scoreboard out, there's a little magnet under there, and I found it was stuck to that, so, oh well. So what we're going to do now, you can eyeball it. I'm going to take a little pencil. I'm going to come in, say about 1/2 inch. I'm going to put a little pencil mark. I'm going to put a little pencil mark over here. Come in about 1/2 inch. Put that on all your corners where you're going to be attaching your handles. About 1/2 inch. Let's go over there actually. Then about 1/2 inch. Over there. All right, now what I'm going to do is take my hole punch. I think I got this on Amazon. I think it's an 1/8 inch. I'm going to go right where I made that little pencil mark. And we are going to punch a hole. Over here, I'm going to go to that farthest one. That other one was too close to the edge. There we go. Punch this one. And punch this one. All right. Now what you're going to do is take your handle, and you want to make sure you've got the part you want on the outside which is the gold part. I'm gonna put it here. And I am going to take my pokey tool, kind of center it there. That off. I'm gonna take my pokey tool, I'm gonna poke that out a little more. I'm gonna poke a hole through that ribbon. I can see where it was, right through here. Okay. Okay, that works. I'm gonna come down, do the same thing right here. Okay, that one wasn't in the gold part, so that went through easier. And we're gonna put this. This has a back side, so we're going to do the back side. I'm going to take a brad, poke the brad through here. We're going to poke that through that hole. Can you see that right there? There we go. And after you have that through the hole, you want to spread the brad apart. Try to turn it, yeah, where it's going this way. We're going to be securing that a little bit later. You want that to go down, so when you have it like this and like this, your handle will be like that. Now you want to make sure and put this where when you fold it in, it's going to be going the right direction. And that is not, so we need to change that to the back side. Nope, we don't. We need to. Let me see, because this does make a difference. So if you have it like this, it's going to give you. It's not right. You got to turn it like this. There you go. All right. So same thing. Take your brad, poke it through here. Then find your hole that you made. Poke that through your hole. That one's in that gold. That's a little harder. There, we got it. Okay. Again, I'm going to double check that. Make sure. You want this also straight. Twist that a little bit. Make sure those come together. Yes. Okay. So go ahead, put that on, keep it straight, all the way down there. Turn my brad, and then just flip these little brads back. I have a brad separator, but yeah, we'll do it with my fingers. There we go. Okay, now got that part. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. So again, you want to take your pokey tool, poke through. This time I'm going to watch what I'm doing. Maybe I can get it so it's not in that gold stuff, which makes it harder to poke through. Now let's go. Ooh, it's going to be, that's close. Yeah, we'll come up here. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing. Looks like we've got the brad. Get a hold of it. Go through here. through the hole you poked. I figured this one, oops, it's the right side of the ribbon, so that's what I'm going for. It's on the outside, so, oh, where's my hole? I think we better do another one. I can't seem to, didn't make it good enough or something. All right, try that again. There we go. And I just pulled it off. Okay, here we go. There, you got it. And turn your brad. Flatten that out. Draw ribbon straight. All right, same thing over here. Make sure I've got that hole poked. That one looks pretty good, so do it again. And you got the brad. Go through. Put outside of your ribbon in the hole. It's a pulls. I think I told you earlier, but your ribbon, it works for me to have it about 10 inches. That seemed to work just fine for the handles. Okay, let's get this straightened up. That, flop it down. Whoop, we want this to stay as straight as we can, so we may have to turn that brad. Sorry if I got out of the frame. I was pulling it where I could get to it. Okay, here we go. I think that will be good enough. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, I'm going to use the 1/2 inch score tape, and you're going to take a piece of score tape and you're going to take it from this score line over your brad and the ribbon. Try to keep your ribbon straight, and to the end. And we're gonna trim that off. I'm gonna take my bone folder for that, kind of put that in. And do the same thing on this side. And it kind of pulls, I will tell you, so you may have to, I don't know if that'll hold it down or not. Nope, that's not gonna work. This will. I'll stick that on there. And again, use your 1/2 inch score tape. Come into score line, across the top, across the brad, to the edge. And I'm going to trim that off. Get that to stick good over that. Same thing on this side. This way seems easier. Start at the score line. Over the brad to the end. Get your ribbons straight. You know, you could come in maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. That way you're a little more tape on this end. I'm thinking, oh, I think I'm getting a visitor. If you see a furry fur ball come into the picture, it's Lexi. Oh, don't lay on everything, Lexi. You can help, but you can't lay on everything. You might see her tail. Okay, one more time. We're gonna put something back on this to hold it. And here we go. Over here. Yep, I think next time I'm going to come in maybe 3/4 of an inch. If not, maybe an inch. Now, 3/4 would probably work because I'm thinking I might want more tape to hold that in. But you know, it's worked before, so this will be fine. Just seems bulkier for some reason. Oh, I know what it is. I'm using a brad that's not really made for, you know, laying as flat maybe as when you use a decorative brad. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, now we just come in with our pokey tool and remove the backing. Remove the backing. Again. And one more time. Yeah, see a little bit of a tail up there. Okay, now all you do simply is pull this in, press it down. Pull this in, press it down. Get your flip-flops going up here. Pull this in, press it down. This in, press it down. Oh, it's starting to come together. And oh my gosh, I think it is so stinking cute. Then you just fold it up. Look at that. Look at that. Is that not darling? Is that not darling? Now, like I said, she left hers like this. So when you open it up, you can, I guess, I don't know, get more stuff in it. I don't know. I guess maybe you could see what you're putting in it. But for my purpose, what I wanted to do, I went ahead and put score tape here and here to make sure that it would stay together. I'm using my 1/8 inch score tape. I'm going to put it down on the inside of this score line, or you could use glue for this if you wanted to. You definitely could use glue, and you know, I might even stick a little bit of glue on the edges where I can't get this up there as close as I would like to get it. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to come over here, the inside, put it here. And here, I forgot one side over there, didn't I? This side. I'm gonna put one over here. And here. Just gonna make a little triangle there. Here, do the same thing down the side. Down this side. I'm going to go ahead and put one in here. And down the side. side. Make sure it's on the outside because that's the part that will be adhering. Not this side, that will be your side of your purse. And like I said, she left hers open, and if you're, you know, using it for a different reason, you might want to leave yours open, but for the purpose of putting a little journal inside, I wanted to close it up, and it fits, you know, just perfect. Just perfect. All right, we are gonna squeegee those down. And like I said, like some of these little places where it was hard to get your score tape in, you might want to squeeze a little bit of liquid glue. I have, like I said, the art glitter glue. So now we're going to remove these. We'll see what happens here. Let's go to this side. That one's stuck up there. Okay, this side. That'll be fine. Okay, I want to look at these. See if I want to, oh, cat. Okay, see if I want to add any glue. I might right here. Right down. I think this one maybe just a tad. Doesn't have any adhesive in there. And that's a kind of a little crucial part. A little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit there. It's just me. You may not want to do that. Okay, now here's where the magic starts, all right? Just hold these together. You want to try to get this to come together. Oh, look how nicely that comes together. This one comes together nicely. Isn't that nice? Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. And then this one, oop, I'll get this guy folded out. Oop. There we go. Okay, let's get our lined up nicely. Let's get that a little better. And push. Okay, and then the last one. And then I'm going to go in there with my squeegee. I'm going to squeegee all that down, press it. Now's the time when you can really press that down. And over here, press that in. Press that in. And there you go. Now, isn't that adorable? I just think that is adorable. And then when we make our journal to go inside, got lots of things we can embellish our journal with, and just look in there. And this paper was wonderful. We didn't have to reinforce it at all. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll come back and join me on my next one where we will be making the journal. Now, one thing I was going to mention at the beginning and I forgot was that if you see me wearing these gloves, it's not a fashion statement, even though I had some girls come up to me at Walmart and say, "Oh, I just love your gloves." I said, "Oh, well, thank you." But last year, I was diagnosed with Raynaud's phenomenon. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I had never heard of such a thing. But it's where your hands don't get circulation and they can turn really white and they go numb and they're cold. Excuse me. And then they can turn like a real dark, deep purple when the blood starts flowing again. So the way to help with that is to keep them warm at all times. So I work downstairs in my crafting area, and it's always cooler down here. So I have to wear gloves to try to keep my hands warm, or it becomes painful. So that's why I'm wearing these gloves, and you may see me wearing these in many of my tutorials. In fact, I had to have surgery right after Christmas last year on one of my fingers. It got really bad. But anyway, that's why I'm wearing the gloves. Again, thank you for watching. Come back and join me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.